Adam here, back with a new review for you guys. Today I figured I would try something different. I'm going back to a more scripted style review, but I'm changing the format a bit. This time I'm just going to list some reasons why a game is awesome or not, and worth your time. So, without further ado, here's 10 reasons why Devil May Cry 5 is awesome. Let's start out with V. He's a new character of the series. Basically, he looks like Adam Driver decided to dress up for a job interview at Hot Topic. But don't let the all-black get-up with sandals fool you. He may look like an emo girl's wet dream, but this guy is not to be messed with. He has animal buddies to help him in battle, like Aquaman, but not as lame. He has a Black Panther, I think it's a panther, who turns into blades and does lots of melee damage. And then he has a giant bird that talks a lot and shoots blasts from its beak and even create electrical shockwave to hurt enemies. And when things get really hairy, his hair turns white, summons a big golem to do heavy damage to enemies, as long as you have enough devil trigger juice. For me, I like the character Dante and Nero more. I feel more comfortable with their playstyle. I like more getting in the enemies' faces and ripping them a new one. V is more stand back, let his animal buddies do all the work. But you have to finish him off with V. V can't do any damage, but he can finish off enemies. This may feel easier to some new players, though it took me a while to get used to. I do end up liking him more than I thought I would, but I still prefer Nero and Dante any day of the week. The story itself is fun and enjoyable. An evil demon has taken over the city. Dante loses to this guy. Nero and V have to retreat to get stronger. They come back a month later to find Dante and put a stop to this demon. It's not a very serious story. Well, I mean, the story itself is serious, but it's not like, you know, the next Red Dead Redemption 2 or anything like that. But it's a fun little romp where you kill demons and even tie some loose ends for series vets. But it opens up so much more in the future, too. Also, characters like Nico are fun to listen to. Her southern accent is a bit try-hardy. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's the best I can come up with. Her and Nero's interactions are some of the best in the game, and she's really enjoyable. And of course, Dante cracks his one-liners, and V will keep you guessing on whose side he's on and can he be trusted. Also, he likes poetry. Really loves the poetry. Most fun I've had with a DMC series in a long time.
Left us for dead. I feel nothing.
Well, he's not exactly going up for Father of the Year award now, is he?
His research wasn't half bad. Came in handy. Mildly thank you for that.
They have to do that in here. It already smells like ass.
Nero has a new system called Devil Breaker arms. These robotic arms take the place of the demon arm he had in the beginning of the game and in Devil May Cry 4. They can do all kinds of things, like you can get ones that shoot rockets at enemies, shoot shock blast, slow down time. These can charge up and do more powerful attacks like shoot energy beams, for example. But if you use these certain moves, they do break. So just know that the ultra power moves, and you can also break an arm to escape an enemy attack. Now, if you get the deluxe edition like I did, you can get the Mega Buster from the outset, and a fork, which I didn't capture any gameplay from the fork because I was too busy playing with the Mega Buster. Oh boy, did I use that one a lot. But the Rocket Punch arm is one of the most fun. Seriously, you should try that out when you get it in the game. Let's talk about Dante and his coolest new weapon. It's his motorbike that turns into saw blades. On top of it, you can ride it like a motorcycle, because it is a motorcycle, and do lots of damage. Along with other Dante's weapons, is a blast to use. He has access to guns from the previous games, as well as a double rocket launcher, and a hat that makes him do the moonwalk. Sadly, he isn't playable till the later half, but when you get him, you'll have a lot to do here. Graphics are amazing. The RE engine, which was used in Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 7, are here and just wow. The environments, while looking mostly the same throughout each mission, there's not a lot of stage variety, but they look great. Cities look destroyed, because they're destroyed cities, but they look really nice, and demons look disgustingly realistic. The facial animations, the motion caption of the actors is very lifelike and believable. It's the best the series has ever looked. Also, you can't have a Devil May Cry game without a good soundtrack, and this one is great. If you're not somehow addicted to Nero's theme Devil Trigger, you're not human and you don't enjoy good things. Bang, bang, pull my devil trigger. How do you not get addicted to that? It goes from metal to electronic, techno-sounding music. I don't know how you describe it, but it's something like that. It's all over the place, but it fits with the game. And it gets you pumped to fight and sets a good tone for more serious moments, too. The voice acting is also top-notch and a lot of great sound effects too.
Are the infamous Dante. I'm Nicoletta Goldstein. Sound familiar? My grandmother is Nell Goldstein, the gunsmith that made all your fancy weapons that you got strapped back there. Yeah, there she is!
You don't much look like her.
Yeah, I got my looks from my daddy. That's about all I got from him.
Now, let's talk about the one negative aspect that's not as big of a negative as you would think. The evil microtransactions. You can get evil red orbs by paying real-world money. But the good news is the game is so balanced, you really don't need to do it at all. You could just go through missions and replay them, and I didn't really have to replay missions to get most of it. Now granted, I did get a little bit of heads up with the deluxe edition because it gave me 1,000,000 not 1,000,000, but 100,000 orbs. But, I mean, even that could be done with a little bit of grinding. I was tempted to spend $2 on 10,000 orbs, but I decided to hold back, and I beat the game without it. Didn't need it, and I'm glad I did. I'm really proud of myself that I resisted the evil temptation, and I'm glad Capcom made a well-balanced game in the first place. While I'm not a big fan of these microtransactions in games, I'm glad Capcom at least made sure that the game was balanced enough to where you don't need them. It's only there if you really want it. The action that you know and love from the Devil May Cry series is back here in the series. We went over what makes the other characters awesome, but I want to talk about how everything flows. You can buy and upgrade your characters like in games past. There's a lot you can do to make them stronger by getting blue orbs to extend health, purple orbs to boost your devil trigger meter. You can also, like I said, buy new skills and moves. This mixes up the gameplay and gives you a lot of variety, and you can't just rely on mashing one button to win. It just ain't gonna work for you. You need to mix it up, and you want to get the best rankings. The better you mix it up and the crazier the moves are, the game gives you more orbs, so try to go for that smoking sexy style, which I'm not that great at, so. But still, I got a lot of orbs, I at least got an SS ranking, don't judge. I know people are judging Angry Joe for it, but come on, like, lighten up guys. While this was a sticking point for some, I feel that this game is actually accessible to more new players, and I don't think that's a bad thing. There is a human mode, which is easy mode, but the most controversial one is the Devil Hunter, which is the normal mode. Some people think it's too easy, but I usually go for easier difficulties when I play stuff. But this time I played on normal, and it was a fair challenge for me. I'm not the best at these games, but I love them. But it wasn't so easy that you can just fall asleep at the wheel. And gold orbs and red orbs are plentiful, so if you need to use those to revive, you can. Yeah, I just think that there's no need to cry over these difficulties, and you can unlock other difficulties. So you devils that really want a challenge, don't cry. Just unlock them, and then you can give them another try. See what I did there? Devil cry? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, no, never mind. Alright, my final reason why this game is awesome is at the prologue. If you manage to beat the first boss, you're not supposed to do, then something magical happens. I won't say what it is. Sure, you can go watch it on YouTube, and that's what I did because I'm a wuss, but give it a shot if you're interested. It's really awesome. Though overall, Devil May Cry 5 is awesome, and if you can afford to get the deluxe edition, which includes live action cutscenes, which I should have included that on the list, made this top 11. It's really amazing. If you want to check out a couple of clips on YouTube, you can do so if you don't want to go for the deluxe edition, but I am telling you, this is the best Devil May Cry yet. Devil May Cry 3 was the best Devil May Cry for me, but this game has surpassed it. And while I love Devil May Cry 3 still, and I think it's a good game, like, this has done everything it can to top it, and if you love the series, or if you're new to the series, pick this one up. It does have a history of the Devil May Cry games you can go through. There's really not a whole lot you need to digest, but there is a lot here for series vets too. So let me know what you guys think. Have you been playing Devil May Cry 5? let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoy this video, like I said, make comments, definitely subscribe, and share on social media if you can, get the word out. And I appreciate everything you guys do. Really appreciate it. And until next time, game on.